Hey, hey, hey! Shades of Clarity channel. This is Shades of my channel. It's been a while since I did a little bit of long form content. I came out of a relapse, and that's what I want to talk about, is like what causes these relapses. So I can't really do anything. The sun is like right behind me. I'm trying to keep it off. Maybe I'll just go over here and chill out. This house is for sale over here, and nobody's bought it yet. But what causes us people afflicted with alcohol use disorder to know damn well that we're on the hamster wheel? We're gonna drink, we're gonna have to stop at some point, and we're gonna feel like shit when we do it. And there's a certain creator on here that knows what I'm talking about. I mean, there may be several what I would deem chronic relapsers. I mean, the process is kind of complicated because I'm going to sit down here. Because it involves, the cravings, the need for, like, you'll just find yourself at the liquor store or the convenience store and just do it, just buy it, and then you're drinking, and then you feel like crap later. The regret, the remorse, the shame, all that stuff that factors into a slip, if that even exists, or a full-blown relapse where you end up in rehab or the hospital, or worse, in the ground. So the mechanisms in the brain are really, really strange when it comes to receptor downregulation. Specifically GABA, which is GABA aminobutyric acid, your calming neurotransmitter in the brain. If you drink, you get that kindling. Once you're, I've explained kindling, the damage that goes on that shortens your periods of alcohol withdrawal after drinking, and the intensity increases. You feel worse. And it has a lot to do with the damage that's done to your GABA receptors, the downregulation of where they attach. And that can lead to like all kinds of, cravings. You gotta have it. Just whatever makes you do crazy things that you wouldn't normally do. And then you wake up after some blind drunk, and you're like, how in the world did that happen? Well, kindling plays a lot with it, and the cravings may not, science has proven that you may not, if you've been drinking a while, it could take up to 9 months for your GABA receptors to reset, and you get that homeostasis where you feel normal and you're not craving the alcohol. And I reached that point when I had 9 months of sobriety, when I blew that whole thing until I met that girl and got into that relationship. I wasn't thinking about alcohol. It was like just out of my mind. Out of sight, out of mind. I wasn't thinking about it. I was doing well. And, this last year, there's been a couple of, slips, relapses. And it's tough. You got to push through it. if you can get medication, like I said, I'm not a licensed PA, LPN, BSN, or a physician. So don't take this as medical advice, but it just got me wondering, like the longer this goes on, like the worse the whole thing gets. And that's the message I'm trying to get across, is you're damaging not only your liver, your stomach, your esophagus, your intestines. It doesn't really matter what you drink. I mean, I think hard liquor, 80 proof, is probably the worst, because it's going to do the worst damage, or anything with an alcohol content higher than 80 proof. But it just sends you into a spiral. And the longer you hang on to this, I wouldn't say delusion, but romance with this alcohol, is where you're going to find yourself ending up. And every single time you take a drink, you withdraw. Or every time you take a benzo, it's a dose and it's a withdrawal. And over time, that is where the kindling effect begins to form. And once that's in place, I mean, you're shit out of luck. You cannot drink anymore at that. It's got to stop. Either that, you'll get like we said, the three things: the jails, institutions, or death. That is what will happen. You'll blow out your liver. You could develop esophageal cancer, stomach cancer, colon cancer, all kinds of. I mean, alcohol is a carcinogen anyway. But I just think I dropped this. I haven't done a longer video in a while. I just hope everybody out there is hanging in there. I'm feeling a lot better. But it sucks to have to come back on here and admit like your failings or your shortcomings, more or less. But I just applaud everybody that is either working on their sobriety or has a sobriety and is holding on to it. With that, stay tuned. Come back. I'll see you cats later.